Hey guys, welcome back to Zethythonix channel. Today we're going to talk about the CAD file leakage incident. So 2 days ago, I made this meme. Basically, the surveillance footage, no editing. Definitely 100% real. It's a shame that YouTube will ban my video worldwide, which means that if I release it public, it's basically equally to privately because nobody else can see the video aside from me. If I used the original audio, it would have been even funnier. How did this thing happen? So the Gundam Metaverse has been going on for a few years. The recent years, a lot of new technology, Metaverse concepts are coming out. So Bandai want a piece of it. So they dump in a lot of money. They invest a lot of time to make the Gundam Metaverse. The Gundam build Metaverse that you're recently seeing is one of the kind of like a promotion aside from gameplay. It's the promotion of the metaverse concept itself. However, there's one thing very funny. So when they are making the Gundam Metaverse, they forgot to encrypt the files. For a big company like Bandai, forgetting to add encryption or any form of password or stuff like that on your files is just stupid. Very stupid. If you go to Google and search Gundam Metaverse now, you're most likely to see a news saying that Gundam Metaverse has been temporarily stopped. But too late, Bandai. You cannot even stop the file leakage. There are people making it into Fox Drive, Google Drive, any kind of drive you can come up with. Basically, you can download it as long as you know people. Even in my Discord group, I have people already compressing the files together. So I'm not sure why stopping the metaverse will work. It actually helps you to promote the metaverse if you think about it in another way. I always tell people that don't just think straight, reverse thinking. This is the time that Bandai should reverse thinking. Since whoever the guy leaked the files already leaked them, there's no point for you to stop it. Yes, you can temporarily stop it to add back the encryption or anything like that. But what happened? It already happened. If you think about it the other way, this leakage actually helped them to promote the metaverse concept because more and more people know it. Even people who are not into Gundam, they are just casually browsing around the internet. They might run into one of the videos like this one talking about the leakage of the CAD files. So it's not entirely a bad thing. So what exactly is leaked? So there are a lot of files that contained designs that already existed. Like the molds, and then they don't have measurement, they just a piece and a shape in the original file. You just still need to make it up, you still need to make the correct measurement, you still need to convert into another file so you can 3D print it correctly. I think there's a complete MG mode and there's the Rising Freedom. So a few hours ago, by the time that I was making this video, I already saw someone made half of the Rising Freedom, so they don't even need to buy the XG or the MG or the Metal Robot Damashi. I see most of the time under the comments people are saying that, oh, we got the files, that means we can just plug it into a 3D printer and then we're gonna go straight away. That's not how it works. So first of all, those files they still need a couple touch up. They still need a bit of measurement changes. They still need a little bit of perfection to make it okay for you to assemble. So it's gonna take a bit of work for you to actually use the files and create your own gameplay or get your Rising Freedom early. Since you already have existing files, you can just open them and then go on to search a tutorial or something. Just learn how to detail it, how to perfect it yourself. Or you can take a course. I don't really mind what kind of solution you come up with. And by learning that is actually helpful to you. So a lot of times, because we don't get the mobile suit that we want as a model kit, and Bandai refused to make them, right? So it's time to do it ourselves. So this is a perfect opportunity to accelerate the knowledge, the motivation to make our own mobile suit variations or your favorite MS that never got an MG by yourself. You're not selling it anyway. So the leakage of the files can bring a couple different things to the gameplay community route. A, you can get your own parts, so you don't need to buy a whole gameplay to get one specific part. Although this is still not very recommended if you don't have a 3D printer. So let me explain. So when you are getting one specific part, not only you need to detail up the files, and then you need to make it into the correct measurement, or if you're using it for MG, XG, you need to get it to the right scale. You need to think about the material cost, the 3D printer cost, or if you're finding another company to print it for you, that kind of cost. So I think you should measure it before you consider to, get a new kit or you're just going to print one part. Now, second of all, I see a lot of jokes that we're going to make our own Daban brand now. We're going to make our own third party because basically we have the files. We just need to change it a little bit, make new parts to it, and then we can change it to another variation. That's not happening at all because when you create a mold, when you create parts, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of machines. Normal people, unless you're willing to spend a lot of time to, you need even like a bigger 3D printer to make it work because you're printing a whole part out, right? And also, if you're printing it yourself, yeah, you need to buy a new 3D printer. You need to spend a lot of time. You need to study the materials, what kind of materials you should be using for Gunpla kits because you don't want fragile plastic material, right? And you need to think about, joints and stuff, the designs. Otherwise, even though you have the files, you can print it out, your Gunpla is just standing there. Yes, we can have a bit of laugh, but no, you're not making your own third party. In reality, you're not. You don't have that kind of 3D printer. You don't have that kind of machine, specific machine for a large production. So we talked about the individual benefits and consideration. Maybe we should talk about how it affects the Gunpla sell. No, they are not out of the business yet. So I see a lot of people commenting, I don't know you're joking or not, but they are saying that yes, we don't need to consider Bandai. Yes, they are over. Yes, justice is served. Yes, justice is served, but they are not going out of business. They have the legal rights to make Gundam products. As long as no one attempted to challenge or trying to get a piece of the legal, release or anything like that, we are not getting anything, and they are not out of business. It's just a very small part of damage. I don't even know if you call it 10% or 20% damage. However, this can be changed in another way. Since the files are leaked to the public, everybody can download it before the files disappeared. Because when I click some link, the files are already not there. We don't even know, did the guy upload it, deleted it, or is it, Bandai contacting Google and say that, hey, there's some punks steal my designs, boo hoo hoo, This is the change of the competition. Because why? Bandai has been dominating the market for too long. They have competitors, but if you can name them, go ahead. The few ones that people remember are the band, Dragon Momoko, Supernova, or Model Hard when they made the Wing Zero. But be honest with you, they don't really have something to threaten Bandai's throne except Dragon Momoko, because Dragon Momoko is taken down because they stopped making their own MS. By releasing the files, this guy single-handedly accelerated third-party copycats and the band's technology by at least 10 years. They can make the Rising Freedom before Bandai make it. If you are following Gundams for a long time, or you build Gunplas for a long time, like myself, I built Gunplas for 15 years now. So if you follow it long enough, you do know that they don't really care their IP. The recent care of IP thing that they did is to release a post saying that, oh hey, recently we have a lot of fake PGU RX-78 Just make sure you don't get the fake one, get the Bandai one. That's the only thing they did. What are you gonna do? Huh? What are you gonna do? What can you do by releasing that post? People are still gonna buy it. After all, as I said in my third-party videos, they never care about their IP, so I don't give a as well. I have no more values. If I know how to print it, I'm gonna make my own Gunpla. I'm not gonna sell it. I'm just gonna be printing it out, assemble it for my own collection. For the final part, this is not a damage at all to Bandai. This is very insignificant because, they just leak a couple files. They're not like leaking their entire files. Back when they made their first Gunpla all the way to the new release, they are not releasing that much. They're not going out of business, but standing from the point of view of myself, I've been collecting Gunplas for 15 years. I'm happy that actually, I don't know who you are, but I respect to you. You're leaking the files. You're pressuring Bandai to do better. You're pressuring Bandai to, be a little more serious with their products. I actually pay respect to you because, you'll be making a lot of premium Bandai, a lot of bad, shitty premium Bandai decision. This is the time that justice is served. God watched Bandai and how they are doing premium Bandai to with the Gunpla community, so they strike and make that guy release all the files. Now for myself, I don't have any moral values. If you know the skills, if you have the files, go ahead and print it. Nobody's gonna, open your door and knock on your door aggressively and saying that, open the door, we're gonna arrest you right now. Gosh, I remember like back when I was a kid, I see, a lot of knockoffs or, the fake gamblers all be so angry, so aggressively, and then saying like that, oh, this shop is selling fake, we are not going there, Bandai's the best. Now when I grow up, I just realized that some people in your life, some company that they are not worth the defense. So, f you all. I still buy gamblers because of my love towards Gundam itself, but I do not love Bandai, okay? If today third party can sell every mobile suit, every Gundam, I'm gonna switch myself to third party because I simply don't want to support Bandai. Unfortunately, we live in a world where Bandai took the whole gambler market. But yes, go watch my meme video, and also the Expo vlog is coming next week, so remember to watch it. See you next time. Goodbye!